So you can see on your notes, the one that I draw for you guys already. Hey, how come it's like that? Now, wherever you have this type of right angle triangle, right? Always take note, wherever is right angle triangle, the concepts that come to your mind will be, number one, Pythagoras theorem. You know it's Pythagoras theorem, right? What's the concept of Pythagoras theorem? How to use Pythagoras theorem? Yes. So the formula is a square plus b square equal to? So what is this a, b, and c referring to? When you want to use this formula.
The different length of the triangle.
Different length of the triangle, and what is the most important one?
C square.
Why c square is very important?
The longer side.
Yes, it's the longer side. And what's another name for the longer side? Yes, it's called the hypotenuse. Okay, so Pythagoras theorem, the key concept about Pythagoras theorem is all about length. You have 3 lengths. Understand? Then you use Pythagoras theorem. And all this is only for right angle triangle. Why? Because if you learn further trigonometry, we have non-right angle triangle. For today, we only learn right angle triangle. So we have one concept, which is number 1, we can use Pythagoras. And number 2, we can use Tuakaso. And Tuakaso is not 3 lengths, it's actually 2 lengths, 1 angle. Okay? And today we'll go more in depth in Tuakaso because this is the one that students always do not, they get confused. Now, when we want to come to 2 length, 1 angle, before I go in depth, you all can copy all this into your notes first. Okay, so right now, in exam, sometimes you're wondering, I have this right angle triangle, but it's so tricky. They give me 2 angles, 60 and 30, right or not? So don't be so bothered. Just tell yourself, I just need to focus on how many angles? 1 angle. So for this case, I choose to ignore the 60. I don't want to focus on the 60. I'm just going to focus on this angle. 30 degrees. And of course, right angle is always very important. Right angle is just like an indicator. It's not referred to the angle. Clear so far? So right now, can you see there's always a right angle? We always start with the right angle first. Because why? The right angle, opposite the right angle is always the? Yes, the hypotenuse. Which is your H. Clear so far? Then can you see here there's a 30 degrees? So this is your angle, right? And it's opposite your angle. So opposite your angle is obviously called opposite. And this is your O. Now, can you see this particular length right here? This particular length is very special. It has what? It has what on it? What kind of angle on it? Right angle and your angle, right? Got 2 angles on it, correct or not? 1 right angle and 1 normal angle. So this length is called your adjacent. And what alphabet we use to represent adjacent? A. Okay? So all these you need to know. Now, Before that, let's go on to tua kaso. What is the implication and what does this tua kaso means? Always remember, this is the first alphabet. First alphabet. First alphabet. So what is this T stands for? Tangent. And what is tangent? Always remember, it's always tangent angle. A lot of students always forget. Tangent angle. And what is the angle for this case? 30 degrees. So tangent angle is equal to, what is this person here? So who come first? O or A? Huh? A come first? O come first. So it's O is on top and A is below. Clear so far? So now let's try again. For C. C means what? C stands for cosine. You just put COS. Cosine what? Angle. A lot of students always forget it's angle. Followed by equal to, like this, A over H. Understand? Last one. S. What does S stands for? Sine, which is SIN. Sine what? Yes, always remember sine angle first. Then after that, equal to O over H. Now you all can copy exactly whatever you all see on the screen. Alright, so I hope that you guys are done copying. So done copying means I can erase all this already. Now, wherever you want to do trigonometry, especially you want to apply the Toakaso formula, right? You need to remember these are the steps needed. So the first one is to identify what Chinese word is this? How. And how to spell the Hanyin pinyin of this how? H-A-O. What is H that you all just learned? H stands for hypotenuse. And what is A? Adjacent. And what is O? Opposite. So always identify your how. Okay? Step 2, tick what is given and what you want to find. And then step 3, you apply the formula. Okay? So I give you guys some time to copy these steps. And for today, trigonometry, make sure you always apply these 3 steps. And then there'll be 3 types of questions. Basic questions. Later, they will move on to the higher level questions. Okay, once you're done, put down your pen and then I can move on to do type 1. Okay, ready? Okay, so number 1. What is step 1? What is step 1? Yes, identify how. So right now, I'm going to write that down. This is capital A, B, C. So where's the H? Because you need to identify how. Where's the H? AC, yes. So I write down H. Where's the A? Okay. Where's the O? AB, yes. So first step done already. Did we identify how already? Yes. What is step 2? So what is given? H, A, or O? Which one is given? A is given. I put a tick. And what do you want to find? O. So I put a tick at O. So if I tick at O and A, what is it? Is it tua, ka, or so? Yes, because I tick O and A, therefore I know that I'm using tua for this case. Clear so far? And what is tua? So third step says apply formula, right? What's the tua formula? Okay, tangent, what? Angle. So I always write down tangent angle. O over A. Can you see? I write down the formula first, right? Now I fill in everything. So I have tangent angle. Do I have the angle? 25.4. And what is the O? X. And what is the A? 10. So now, do you think they solve for X already? How to solve for X? Just tangent 25.4, like that. So it's tangent 25.4 times 10. But we don't write like that. This one, the presentation has error. No. How should we write it as? Because when you put times 10, your calculator will think that it's 25.4 times 10 first, then we tangent the answer. So we don't write like that. How should we write it as? Also no. What's the proper way to do trigonometry? How do we write it as? What's the proper presentation? So, can you repeat again? You said that? Put a 10 in front. Then after that? Yeah. Yes. This is the right presentation. Now put this in a calculator and tell me what's the answer that you get. What? 4.748. Must always be what? The working must always have? Working answer must always have? No, that's final. That's final. This working. Working answer must always have? Nope, not 4. Yeah. So, is this right? Is it 4.748? Yes. Then final answer is in 3SF. So what will it be? And what's the unit? What's X referring to? And I put bracket, what? Yes. Okay, now you all can copy. Right now, we'll move on to type 2. Type 2 is also finding length. So they want to solve for Z. So same thing, what's the very first step we need to do, everybody? Yes, identify how. So same thing, I'm going to write the ABC again. So it's easier for you all to tell me where's the H, A, and O. So who wants to do the H first? Okay, so where's the H? All right, next person, where's the A? Okay, last person, where's the O? Yes. So after we're done with the first step, we should identify how. What is the second step we need to do? Okay, take what's given. So what is given?
9.4 cm.
Hmm?
9.4
It's 7.
7.4 cm.
No, that's not what we talk about. You are using the wrong words. You cannot use 7.4 cm. You must say what? Yes, it's the O. So tick who? Tick O. So that's what is given, right? And what do you want to find? Who do you want to find? H. So where do I put a tick? At H. So notice I tick O and H. So what do I use? Tua, ka, or so? I use so, right? So what is the last step? What did they say? Apply formula. So what is the formula? Sine angle, very good. Always write down the formula first. Yes. O over H. Then now we sub in the values. Got it? So what is sine angle? What is the angle? Equal to 7.4 over Z. So how to find Z then? Z is equal to 7.4 what? Divide by? Very good. Your algebra not bad. Now put it in the calculator. What do you get? Ah. 14.243, and final answer is in, so what do I put my answer as? 2 what? What do I write? 14.2? Not yet. 14.2? 14.2? Yes, EM. And then you write down ESF. Now y'all can copy, and then we'll move on to the last basic type, which is type 3. Okay, so now we'll do type 3. So type 3 also we follow the same step, but just that type 3 is very tricky. So I want you all to highlight later for type 3 and put a star, because this is the one that a lot of students always make mistake. So I hope that you all listen to type 3 very carefully. But even though type 3 is tricky, we still follow the same steps. What is step 1? Okay, so I just want to write A, B, C. So where's the H? Just now I think Hui Xie start first, so now Ashley start first. Where's the H? Okay, next. A is BC, yeah. Next. Yes. All right. So after we identify how, which is the first step, what is the second step? So tick what's given. So what is given? A is given. Is that all? And H is also given. And then after that, next, what did they say? And what? Think what's given and what else? What you want to find. And what do you want to find? M. Is the M part of the HAO? Is the M part of the how? Yes or no? So do we need to go and tick the M? No need, nah. So we need to tick H and A. So what does it mean? Are we using tua, ka, or so? Ka. All right, and what's the last step? Okay, so let's apply the formula. What does the formula say for car? Cosine angle A over H. All right, and then do we know what is the angle? Huh? M. So write down M equal to, what's the A? 4 over 5. Now, listen very carefully. What is the mistake that students always make? They thought that, oh, it's like algebra. They want to separate the cos and the M, right? And they separate it and say that M is equal to 4 over 5 divided by cos. Is there such thing? If let's say exam, you're not sure, put it in your calculator. 4 over 5 divided by just cos. Can or not? Can you just divide by cos like that? No, right? So you know that this is not possible. Wrong. A lot of students thought that this is the right way to separate the cos with the M. Is wrong. So how do we separate the cos with the angle? Does anybody know? How do we find the M? How do we separate the cos with the M? It's not negative cosine. There's a proper term for it. What is it called? It's in your calculator. So this is called cosine inverse. You need to learn the right terminology. Now put it in your calculator and what do you get? How much again?
36.869.
869. Now after that, final answer must be in 3SF. Wrong. So this is another mistake student make. They say that final answer must be in 3SF. Is wrong. Why? Why final answer cannot be in 3SF? It's an angle. Yes, M is an angle. And what is angle? Angle is in what unit? Degree. So if angle is in degree, that means that your final answer must be in wrong. Yes, 1 dp. All this you all need to know. This is something you all learn in step 1 already. So what is the final answer? And what's the unit? Degrees. DN. You copy all this down into your notes. And then after that, take out your assessment book. Okay, so once you are done copying, you can see the one in yellow. I want you all to take out your assessment book, do topic 10, question number 1, 2, and 4. Once you're done with that, let me mark. Then after that, I'll teach you question number 10 and 14, and then we're done for today. All right, so once you are done, you all can turn on the light and start doing question 1, 2, 4 now. Okay, so in case if let's say question number 1, 2, and 4, we don't have enough time, you all know that you all need to write that down as homework, yeah? Do you remember previously I gave you all homework for trigo? Okay, so let's fill in. What's the homework? Wait, previously, is it? Okay, so we'll add in the question 1, 2, 4. So it's trigo, topic 10 of the assessment book. We'll add in question number 1, 2, and 4. Now what else?
7, 9.
7, 9.
11, 13, 14.
11, 13, 14.
17, 18, 21.
17, 18, 21. 22, 26, and 28. Okay, so this will be your homework that you all need to do. So can you write it down in your homework book right now? There's a homework that is due this Thursday. all these trigo questions. Oh wait, I put Thursday 10 to 1. Okay, so this is the homework that you all write down already, right? In your homework book. And you're done copying the question already, right? Why?
On your screen, right?
But you can copy from the book. It's from the book, question 10. No, SS1 book, question 10. Okay, so let's read this question. Okay, now this question, if you notice, right, there are actually quite a few triangles happening. Because there's like a bigger triangle, there's a smaller triangle. So whenever we see this kind of question, we need to ask ourselves, where is the right angle triangle? Are you all able to identify any right angle triangle? Huh? Yes, BCD is one of them. So I'm going to color so I can focus on it. Any more right angle triangle beside BCD? ABC, yeah. Now, why do I want to identify the right angle triangle? Remember I told you just now? What's so special about right angle triangle? What can I use with a right angle triangle? Yes, number one, I can use Pythagoras theorem. And what else? Number two, I can use Picasso. Very good. Okay? That's why this will come to my mind whenever I do right angle triangle. So right now, they say that ACB is 90 degrees, which is here, ACB. D is the point on AC. Then these are all the information that they give you. AB is 20, BC is 12, and yada yada. Now, they say without the use of calculator, they want you to find the length of BD. Can you see BD here? So let me ask you, BD is part of which triangle? So BD is actually part of triangle BCD, right? Because why? We want to focus on right angle triangle, correct or not? So what I'll do is always make sure I have a good habit. I will want to draw out my right angle triangle. So what is this alphabet here? Okay, what is this alphabet here? And what alphabet is this? Okay, any information I can fill in? Where's 5? CD is 5, so I fill in 5. Any more? BC is? And then you want to find who? BD. So I put a, if BD is what I want to find, I must put a what? Yes, a question mark. Because this is what I want to find. So what can you use already? Exactly. And then you must write using Pythagoras theorem, comma. You can say that what? What can you say? Try to always put alphabets first. You can say that. Yeah, DC square plus BC square equal to DB square. Okay, now you can fill in the information. What's the information you can fill in? 5 square. Okay, so I can say that DB square is actually equal to how much?
17 square.
No, doesn't work that way. No, no. Not 17 square. That's not how algebra works. We just learned, remember? Do you remember we just learned algebraic identity? A square plus B square, is it equal to bracket A plus B square? Then you make the same mistake again. And we just did one whole chapter on algebraic identity. No. Please, don't. Don't do this. That's why we learn algebraic identity for a reason. Okay, so what is dB squared? And now, how do you find dB? What happens when you put a square root? You need to be very careful whenever you put a square root. You must put a... Whenever there's a square root, what must you do? Must always put a... What's so important about square root?
Plus minus.
Yes, you must remember a plus minus. But you know that dB is actually a what? Is a what? It must be a positive value, right? So we know that since dB is, how do we say positive in math?
Greater than 0.
Yes, greater than 0. So therefore, I know that what is dB? Do we still need to put a negative? So what's the answer? 13 what? Done. So the answer is 13. So over here, I fill in my diagram, 13. Understand? And that's for A. Now, for B and C, I want you all to put a star because B and C is a very common mistake a lot of students make. Now, I give you guys some time to copy it down. Now, for B and C, why do I say a lot of students make this mistake? Because the question actually asks for tangent angle CDB, not angle CDB. You understand? And that is a mistake that a lot of students make. Okay, it's a very, very common mistake you see. So how to do B? So I blanco out this. Here, B. So first thing first is you need to identify where is this angle CDB. So where is this angle CDB? In which triangle? Which color?
Yellow.
Yellow. It's orange. So CDB is in the orange color triangle, which is here, correct? Right? So remember I told you, we need to ask yourself, which right angle triangle, right or not? And it's very confusing because there are many things going on. So remember I teach you the technique. The technique is to draw it out separately. Remember? So I draw it out separately, same as just now. DCB. Just that now I put my angle, correct or not? Because it said angle CDB. I put in 5, 12, and 13, right? So when they say tangent CDB, I know very high chance I'll be using tuakaso, correct or not? So if I know that I'm using tuakaso, right? Tangent means what? Are we using tua, ka, or su? Tua. So we are using tua, right? If I'm using tua, we follow the steps again. What is the first step? What is step 1? Okay, identify how. Where's the H?
DB.
Okay, DB is the H. After that, next. What?
The A is on this way.
Okay, after that,
CB is A.
CB is A. Because I want to use STOA, right? So if I want to use STOA, what must I focus on? Where's O? So where should I tick? And where else? So right now, can I apply already? I can say that tangent angle CDB is actually equal to, because it's tangent angle, right? Tangent angle is equal to what? What's the formula? Tangent angle is equal to O over A. And what is the O? And what is the A? So what's my answer? Do I need to go and use the calculator and put tangent inverse? Why no need? Yes, because they just want tangent angle CDB. Did they ask you to go and find angle CDB? So what's your answer at the end of the day? Yes, the answer is just 12 over 5. Understand? So this is the mistake that a lot of students make. They went to do tangent inverse, which is not necessary. Because the quadrant want tangent angle CDB, which is just literally here. So the answer is just 12 over 5. The end. Okay, now you can copy everything down into your notes before we move on to C. Now, guys, for C, can you see they want you to find angle CAB? So CAB is here, right? So which right angle triangle should I be focusing on? Huh? Yes, so I should draw out separately. A, B, C. Understand? Then go and fill in all the information. I want you all to try to solve and then tell me what's your answer. And pass it to me to mark. So you get the answer of 4 over 5 is correct, huh? So the answer should be 4 over 5. Okay, so the next question we'll move on is question number 14 from your assessment book. Please copy it down. And then we'll start discussing. Question 14 from your assessment book. So give you guys some time to copy out question number 14 from your assessment book. Okay. Now, first thing first is they say that, what's the clue that they give you in the question? If you read the question. No, read carefully. In the diagram. Yes, what do they mean by EBD is a straight line? Immediately, who can I find already? They tell me that EBD is a straight line. This is the clue to find who? Huh? Yes, angle CBE. So how much is angle CBE? So you got to write down angle CBE is actually equal to, how come we know it's 50 degrees? 180 minus 30 to give me 50 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees. And what is the reasoning? You must always put reasoning. Because you don't put reasoning, your teacher will minus marks. Huh? So what is the reasoning? Something angles on a straight line. Yes, adjacent angle on a straight line. Okay, now let's continue reading. What did they say? They say that BD is 8. So this person here is 8. And then they tell me that BC is 10, means this person here is 10. Then after that, I have all the 90 degrees angle, right? So where all my 90 degrees angle? I have one 90 degrees angle here and one 90 degrees angle here, right? Then they also tell me that ADB is 40 and the other one is 130. So I don't highlight already because it's pretty straightforward. The right angle 90 degrees is very important because the 90 degrees will tell me the 90 degrees angle, right? The right angle triangle. Now, how do we interpret this diagram? Okay, so I'm going to help you guys out. What does this 0.643 means? This means that sine, okay, see the x is 40. So you're trying to tell you that sine 40 degrees is equal to 0.643. Understand? So do you need to use calculator? You do not need. You just need to use this table to help you. Understand or not? Next. What about this person? What does this person means? Cosine 40 degrees is equal to 0.766. And the last one, what does this person means? Yes. Understand? All right. So let's move on to the next one. If I see this one, what does this means? Okay. Next. Last one. Okay, so right now, the question say find the length of AB, right? So length of AB is here. And AB is part of which right angle triangle? So what I'll do is I'll draw out separately. So it will not confuse me. Understand? So I have ABD, right? And what information do I have? 90 degrees at where? ABD. And AB is what I need to find, right? So I put question mark, correct or not? Guys, you see that? I put a question mark. And what else? What other information I have? Huh? 8 is who? So I fill in 8. Any more information? 40 degrees. Okay. So which one should I use already? What kind of triangle is this? Right angle means what concept we can use? Either number 1 we can use Pythagoras, or number 2 we use. So which one do you think we should be using? Pythagoras or Tuakaso? So we're using Tuakaso, right? So what's the first step? Always identify your who. How? So where is it? What? AB is O. BD is A. AD is H. Then which one do I take? A and A? No. Why O? Yes, it's the one that you want to find. You must also put a tick, right? Then I know that if I put a tick at O and A, what does that mean already? I use who? Tua. And what's the formula? Tangent angle is equal to O over A. Not H. A. And what is my angle? Tangent what? My angle is what? Tangent 40 degrees is equal to, what's my O? Which is who? AB over 8. So right now, guys, look here. Tangent 40. In this chart, do we have any tangent 40? Yes or no? Where? Where? Which one? So what does that mean? It means that I know that this value right here is how much? I know this value of tangent 40 is how much? 0 point? Exactly. So can you see I don't even need calculator at all? So from here, I can say that AB over 8 is actually equal to 0.839. And how do I find AB? Yes, and what's the answer? Mm-mm. The end. Do I need to round off? Yes or no? Why no need to round off? How come? Why I do not need to round off? Why? How come I do not need to round off? How come I can just leave as 6.712? I don't need to round off to 3 big. How come?
It's not a very long number.
It's not a what kind of number?
Very long.
There's a name to it. It's not a what kind of number? Huh? No, there's a proper terminology for it. It's not a what kind of number. Hmm? Nope. Irrational. You need to know all these. Please revise all your set 1 terminology. What is irrational number? What is rational numbers? What are integers? What are whole numbers? Please recap on all your set 1 stuff. You need to know all this terminology. Okay, so right now I'm done with A already. You all can copy that. For B, I want you all to try on your own. Now, next, listen up for this one, guys. This one is area BCD. This has your primary school knowledge. Can you see BCD here? What shape is this? What's the formula for triangle? Now, which base do we use and which height do we use? We know it's half times base times height, right? Do you know which base and which height? Which is the base that we use and which is the height that we use? And it's something related to the diagram that you can go and find. So what base shall we use? Which base can we use? And which height can we use? And what's the relationship between the base and the height? So there's something for you to think about. It's related to your primary school triangles knowledge.